Time for a kidThunder VG Reviews episode. Stay tuned and watch the show. Hello everyone, welcome to another edition of kidThunder VG Reviews. Today we are going to take a look at Star X for the Game Boy Advance. And as of right now, we're actually going to go ahead into watching the story as it plays along in this particular introduction of this particular game. The story of this game basically starts you off with you actually playing as an individual pilot who is basically on a desperate flight for freedom for whatnot. Basically, you're actually out there to befriend an alien race and try to stop him for good. Not to mention, I mean, it's actually pretty cool for one thing. I mean, many space games like this are actually like Star X, but Star X is pretty much no exception. So right now we're into the game, and as you can tell, this is a 3D shooting game right here. Basically, in this game, it will remind you of other games that you may have played in the past. Yes, in terms of graphics and gameplay, it does actually remind you of one game. And yes, it does remind you of Star Fox, because due to the polygonal graphics. But anyways, back to Star X. Now, in the game, you do have your weapon upgrades, your smart bombs, and whatnot, so you can stay alive while in this particular game. But not to mention, as far as gameplay, it is pretty good for what it is on the GBA. And pretty much, due to the power of the GBA, it does pull it off very good. The controls in the game are pretty simplified, and pretty much responsive, so it's not too much lag or whatnot. And as far as graphics go by, it does run at a decent frame rate. However, in this particular game, the only thing which really lacks is pretty much the sound pretty much. Like if you were to play this game right here, noticing that the actual soundtrack of the game, it does lag and it does get pretty repetitive. I mean, it's only like around 4 songs in this entire game, so that pretty much explains it why. You know, it pretty much, the only times it pretty much changed is like during the orbit missions and whatnot, and the boss battle. And whenever you complete a stage, they basically give you a password system, so it's not like with a actual save mechanism or whatnot. But anyways, back to the game. In terms of the graphics, the environments does look pretty well done and polished and pretty good, despite the fact that everything looks like a polygon. Overall, according to what GameSpot.com had said, that I've seen a review of it, they did say that this game is truly a sight to be seen on the Game Boy Advance. So if you're a shoot 'em up person, especially when it comes to 3D shooters like this one, I mean, Star X for the GBA is something that's worth getting, and pretty much a game that is pretty much pick up and play. Despite some of the things that are actually lacking in this particular game, overall, Star X is pretty much a decent game, and you should pick it up by all means necessary. As of now, this is kidThunder signing off, and take care everyone.